What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel, online at www.whatsupinsthesky.com. Even when I'm not here posting, we have tons of people posting on the website, all sorts of good forum topics, space news, and that's what we're doing today. We're going with the space news because let me tell you what, I haven't posted in a month and I've been very busy at work. My mom's had another cancer taken off her leg, skin cancer. She's doing good. Um, Healing up fine. She's got another one this month coming up. Um, but I still, like I said, I still have so many things to post, and I will be getting to them. But we need to do a space news. It's been a really long time since we did a space news, and we're going to go across the board today. We're going to do methane spikes on Mars. We're getting senators talking about UFOs, getting classified briefings, new History Channel show, Fox News, CNN, um, everywhere you look, you know. India shot down a satellite. So now there are 4 or 5 nations that have done that, putting space debris out there. Ted Cruz, good old Mr. What was he, Lion Ted, as old Trumpy said. Joe Rogan with Bob Lazar, the new Bob Lazar Netflix special. There is so much going on. We're going to go through them one at a time here, do an old-fashioned What's Up in the Sky space news. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's like 4:30 a.m. I've got computers all around me for work I'm working on. We're opening up new programs down south. So, welcome to my world. But I want to talk to you guys. It's been a while. So, all right. The Curiosity rover has been rolling around Mars, and it's seen like some methane here and there. But all of a sudden, it would say all the discoveries made on Mars, the detection of methane blowing in the air is probably the most compelling. It's a mysterious finding that it could have been historic implications. You see, Earth, methane is a well-known byproduct of metabolizing life forms. We've been watching, drumroll please, aliens, okay. Or it might be nothing at all. You know, the Curiosity rover has been up there for a while, so who knows what, something could have spiked it. But the Mars methane saga hit the headlines again when NASA announced a measurement made by NASA's Curiosity rover, which has the ability to precisely measure the components of the Martian air. The 1-ton wheeled rover is currently trundling up the slopes of Mount Sharp, a 3-mile-high mountain in the middle of Gale Crater, which eons of Mars geological history are exposed to surface, as well as plenty of ruins, plenty of buildings. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The most recent discovery, however, isn't the rocks and dust. It's in the atmosphere. Curiosity was able to sniff out a record-breaking spike of methane using a sample analysis of Mars. That's the SAM turned-in laser spectrometer. Curiosity detected a brief burst of methane with a concentration of 21 parts per billion units per volume. Okay, let's break that down. That quantity of methane detected may sound minuscule, but on Mars, it's a big deal. All right, that's what we're saying. The methane mystery continues, said Ashwan Vazada, Curiosity project scientist at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. JPL, we know them, taking our images and whacking them down. We're more motivated than ever to keep measuring put our brains together to figure out how methane behaves in the Martian atmosphere. The most recent detection is more vexing as mission scientists carried out a repeat analysis only days after the record-breaking detection, and the concentrations have gone back down to 1. All right, so what's going on Earth, which possesses a vast and complex ecosystem of trillions of life forms? Concentration of methane well known studied because of human activity, methane levels are increasing, most recently peaking to a global methane level of 1866. Okay, that's the highest it says have been in 800,000 years. Of course, that's, God knows how they come up with these things sometimes. So 21 isn't that much compared to what we have on Earth, but for what's going on, for the atmosphere that's left, before scientists can declare Mars methane bring proof of tiny Martians, they have to work out whether it's methane parking microbes hiding underground or something less exciting. Unfortunately, although Curiosity can detect very low concentrations of methane, it cannot decipher what produced it. So, no flatulent cows. Oh yeah, that's funny. So, geology or microbes. So, microdanathans are a group well-known single-celled organisms on Earth that can thrive in oxygen-deprived environments. In fact, oxygen can be toxic. So, I'm going to let you guys read this if you want. There's all sorts of stuff going on up there. And the new rover is going to have some let's see, with help of the trace gas orbiter, Mars later to combine. We're gonna be looking at it a little bit more. So it jumped up from 1 to 22. All right. Senators briefed on UFO sightings.
There, 3 more U.S. senators received a classified briefing about UFOs at the Pentagon, or in current lingo, unidentified aerial phenomena. You may have heard that pilots and other military personnel have been reporting these kinds of sightings for years. A couple weeks ago, the Department of Defense even released footage shot by a Navy Super Hornet pilot. But you may not have known that back in 2007, Congress directed the Pentagon to set up a $22 million search for the truth. And Tom Foreman is with me more on the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program. So, Tom, talk to me about these senators getting the classified briefings on UFOs.
Yeah, well, here's the interesting thing. It's easy to laugh at this, easy to think it's silly or it's just a bunch of hokum out there. But Senator Mark Warner, who is the vice chair of the Intelligence Committee, said, look, I think it's important. He told us just this afternoon, I think it's important that the military is taking this more seriously now than they did in the past. So what are they taking seriously? Those videos you were...
They've always taken it seriously. Let me stop that right there. We have always taken UFOs and things that fly over the United States airspace seriously, especially during the Cold War. After, I mean, for this guy to even say that, they're fluffing that off. Believe me, there were UFOs over. If you go back and look at some of the footage over Washington D.C., and we took that stuff very seriously. So
you were talking about relate to a couple of different sightings we're talking about. In 2004, there was one called the Tic-Tac Sighting. They called it that because they said it looked like a tic-tac flying out there very close to the water on the West Coast. And then more recently, there were some out on the East Coast that people were talking about, 2014, 2015, where these pilots were describing seeing these things up to 30,000 feet in the air, flying at extraordinary speeds, hypersonic, well over the speed of sound, changing direction in the most astonishing ways, and seemingly defying the laws of physics. Listen to what one of these pilots had to say.
No distinct wings, no distinct tail, no distinct exhaust. It seemed like they were aware of our presence because they would actively move around us.
So
where is he talking about? Basically, here we go. History Channel has it's a great show. They've got all sorts of episodes coming out. They've already been out. If you haven't watched them, check out the History Channel. It's Unidentified Inside America's UFO Investigation. So the new episodes come on Fridays at 10. All sorts of stuff. It's Navy, all sorts of people that have worked for the government talking about them. I have not done UFOs a lot on this channel, especially because really the only ones you see out there, half of the stuff these people put out in these channels are totally bogus. We've stuck to the Mars stuff, the moon stuff, but UFOs have always been, I mean, ever since I was watching Unsolved Mysteries as a child, or, you know, my mother and I used to watch it. I'm 38 now, about to turn 39 in October. And I remember watching as a young child the Unsolved Mysteries here in the United States. I'm sure they still have it on Netflix or Hulu or probably here on YouTube as well. And they talk about the UFOs, and they'd bring in people that would say they saw them. And then, you know, all sorts of stuff that go with that. So I've always been piqued my interest. I always wanted to know what was going on with them. So, History Channel, that day. Here we go. Same thing. This was Fox News coming out with it.
This world, Navy pilots are claiming they've spotted UFOs nearly every day for 2 years. Wow. Look at it fly. Wow. At first, the pilots reportedly thought these objects were part of a top-secret drone program, but a near collision in 2014 changed their minds. Now our next guest is sounding off in a brand new series on History Channel called...
All right. So... History Channel series. We got that. Everybody go check that out, and let's keep on going. This is a New York Times article about it, talking about another pilot. These things would be out there all day. So I want to know what you guys think about these, because I say I don't know about you know. There's so many different stories out there, which is going to bring us to our next story here in a couple minutes with Joe Rogan talking with Bob Lazar, and that Bob Lazar has a new Netflix special. And man, I watched it. It was pretty good, I must say. These guys, and Bob Lazar is one of those people that people really try to hammer down, but these guys are Navy pilots. There's a whole bunch of them. Just like, 20 years ago, there was a whole briefing of Congress. They came, or the, what was Dr. Stephen Greer came down, and he basically came down to D.C. and had his own open forum with all sorts of Navy, military, um, Army, all sorts of people. People who worked for the government, people that worked in the secret governments and things like that. So um, a lot of this is about the propulsion systems and things like that that they've been hiding from us, or keeping from us. Things that are double-edged swords could totally change how people around the world. Most likely give us free energy, free ways to transport things that wouldn't involve digging up oil or coal or all sorts of stuff. Um, but they kept it. They decided to keep the stuff. It seems like we can't all come together. And I live in the United States, and my government does this all the time. I mean, it's like nobody wants somebody else to get the upper hand on us. It's like a shit show. And George W. Bush, can't. No, just another one of the puppets out there. He talked about what would happen if we had a alien threat. We'd all would see past. And that's what YouTube have done to me. YouTube is wonderful, and it's a reason why people are getting canned from YouTube right now, because we can go directly to somebody in India. A guy Praveen has a channel out there. Travel videos, I forget it, but he has shows awesome things from India, beautiful statues and all sorts of amazing stuff. And like, when you get together with all these people, we all have so much in common. We all have this drive to know who we are, where we came from, where we're going, the true history of our Earth. And there's so many more people now that are being able to catch on and see it because of the internet, because of YouTube. And you've got to weed out the information. There's a lot of people out there that just put up a video every single day so they can make money. Now, my channel's monetized, but I can tell you what, I don't make much from it. You go to some of these other guys' channels that put videos out every day, warning you of this or that, or putting the people I respect, like Chris and over at Mars Anomalies channel, and a lot of my friends, they don't put videos out every day. I mean, we have jobs. We take seriously the work. When we're looking at anomalies and things like that, we've come a long way. If you watch my videos from 5 years ago to today, it's totally different. What I see, I've honed in on certain things. I won't put out videos where, I'm just kind of joking a little bit, or I really want to put out good stuff. So the whole UFO thing, we'll come back to that here in a minute. And let's talk about this. India did something that they basically proved. I guess they wanted to prove that they've already proved that they can go to Mars, that they can put things in a satellite, but they shot down one of their satellites with a missile. I had NASA warn that they put another 60, 70, 80 pieces of debris. Some of those could come around and actually harm the ISS. And speaking of the ISS, I'm putting up a video. I'm so tired of running across these flat Earth people's places that one of the first things to say is all the NASA footage of the people on the station is cut. It's 2 minutes. They're on the parabolic jets, or they're in the suit, and they've got they're being held up and all this stuff. There's an hour-long full tour of the ISS that I'm going to put up on my channel, and just so you guys can see, there's no breaks in it, there's no cuts. The astronaut goes through. You can see where they docked. You can actually, if you're really interested, you can go back and look at pictures of the docking, see how the thing has progressed over the years. the ISS is up there. We don't have a flat Earth, and I'm so tired of people that I know falling for it. People that have been at this channel for a while. I see it sometimes on our Facebook things, and now it's like, I mean, even on Netflix they had something. The people coming on the news. It's sad, you know, because there's so much like amazing things going on. Elon Musk and Richard Branson. There's so many people out there that are doing amazing things outside of NASA, outside of it, that are going to, like I said, Elon's going to send people up in his space capsule to the moon. It's going to come around, and someone's going to pay big money, and somebody will do it. And that maybe even then they'll believe it. But this is an hour-long tour. It's one of the best ISS tours. I'm going to put it on the channel, put it with a, explain this flat Earth people thing, and just leave it, because I don't get into that debate, and I don't want to get into that debate. I'll probably even keep the channel off. But it's a kick-ass tour anyway. It shows you how they live, how how it works. So, all right, here we go. What's that? Ted Cruz warned the Space Force is needed to battle space pirates. I want you to hear this. This is what did Trump call him? Every person down the line he had a name for. Oh yeah, Lion Ted.
The ancient Greeks first put to sea. Nations have recognized the necessity of naval forces and maintaining a superior capability to protect waterborne travel and commerce from bad actors. Pirates threaten the open seas, and the same is possible in space. In this same way, I believe we too must now recognize the necessity of a space force to defend the nation and to protect space commerce and civil space exploration.
And this was probably in return of India shooting down that thing, which we've done too. The Americans have done it, the Russians have done it, I believe the Chinese might have done it as well. There's 4 or 5 nations who have done it, and it basically shot down satellites. The stuff comes back and burns up in our atmosphere, but it puts a lot of junk out there. But I thought that was pretty funny. I mean, he's been a senator forever. Need to battle space pirates. All right, here we go. This just came out. Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers. If you have Netflix, I recommend checking it out. You can check out up here some of my Black Mirror. That's a good stuff up there. The Umbrella Academy, Big Mouth, Murder Mystery, Rolling, some Bob Dylan up there. But Bob Lazar, and you catch him on a good day or a bad day. He talks about his time at S4, and he did an amazing. God, Joe Rogan knows how to get information out of people. He's almost as in a different type of light, where more getting truth out of people. He's like Howard Stern was getting, and still is. I mean, Howard Stern can pull truth out of anybody. But this is a great.
So when you're
one.
reading that, before you,
and he's always trying to figure it out, and he's not. Joe Rogan's not, he'll say, I'm changing my mind on something, or he'll change his mind a couple times. There's been many things he's done that on. But all right, guys, it's late. It's 4:44. I think that's probably a good time to hit the space news. It's been a while. When I first hit this, I actually wasn't gonna, actually do this. So hopefully it turns out halfway decent. I didn't do my hair up or nothing. I love you guys. Thank you for sticking with me. I'm gonna put that ISS hour-long tour up. You got to watch it. It's cool. And then you'll know it's not on a parabolic or whatever flight giving 3 minutes of a time of weightlessness. The guy's not, obviously he's not on, a harness that's bringing him through this big capsule. Oh, the stuff that's gone YouTube and the stuff that's gone viral lately. Let me know what you guys think. Just say hello. I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging around. Big shout out to everybody in UFO, and it's been a while since we've even done anything, but everybody's still doing great work. I'll have some Mars anomalies, moon anomalies, a lot of good stuff coming. Check the website out. If you haven't seen me on here for a while, the website, whatsupinthesky.com, literally, you can just go be a fly on the wall and check out the forums and get some amazing stuff. So, all right, guys, much love. Peace.